Thank you so much to Whatnot for sponsoring today's video, and make sure to stay tuned for the giveaway details. So we're at one of my favorite locations here in Orlando, Florida. This is going to be Davey's Toys in Longwood, and I'm so excited to see what new dolls, some things that he may have that we might be using for our next Whatnot giveaway. So let's look at the shelves and see what he's got in stock. As always, tons and tons of Barbies, and that's one thing I really love. Like, one thing that I've noticed when I go to a lot of other toy stores, comic stores, etc., they always tend to be missing a doll section. I feel like there's just never enough Barbies or fashion dolls, and that's one thing at Davey's, he never ever disappoints when it comes to the plethora of Barbies and other fashion dolls that he has in stock. And I haven't been there in a minute, and they had some really interesting ones. Like, I really love some of the Dolls of the World dolls. These are just so pretty and so cute. Like, I just loved her outfit. I just obviously have to control myself and not buy all of them, which is difficult when you're like, ooh, they're all really cute. I want to take them all home, and they're all such good deals. I'm like, can I just buy one of each? Thank you. It's like, I want to buy them all. But yeah, great selection of new Barbies, well, vintage and retro and nostalgic, but new to me dolls. Like, some of these I've never even seen before. Like this one with this blue outfit, never seen that before. I didn't even know that doll existed, but now I know I want it, so now I need it. But you know how that goes. It's like you go to the store and you just see something and it's just so stunning, and you're like, oh, I just need to have that. And everything from like Little Bo Peep to, they also had some other like retro dolls like Wrangler jeans and stuff, which is crazy. And Wild Hearts Crew, which isn't vintage or anything, but honestly it's been a couple of years. Ever After High, some Winx dolls, even Nana So Surprise. So there is some modern toys at this location as well. So if you are, let's say, looking for a mixture of things, not just nostalgia, you can have, find some a little bit newer occasionally. Some of the details on these older Barbies are just absolutely stunning. Like, oh, I just want this beautiful gown, and Marilyn Monroe from the iconic birthday song, Happy Birthday, Mr. President. Like, the dress doesn't fit her that great, but it just looks really, really, again, it's one of those things, iconic history and everything. And then they also had, oh, it was so cute. Like, I really love the Juliet. Now, Ken as a Romeo, not working for me. I don't know, something about his face mold is a little weird, but the outfits are so pretty. I don't think I've ever seen this set in person, so that was really fun just to see something I've never seen before in person. I was like, oh my gosh, like, so cute. Talk about iconic, Vanna White. Now, it doesn't look exactly like her, but I have seen worse celebrity dolls out there, so maybe not the worst, but it was just cool to see. I was like, oh my god, Vanna White, which I think I've had a Vanna doll before. I don't know what happened to her. There is some little cute out-of-box mini dolls. He also has a ton of out-of-box items as well. So if you're looking for not just in-box dolls, if you're looking for just out-of-box toys in general, you can find a lot of those items, whether it's a Little American Girl dolls or Disney animators or just a little mix of everything. Some OMG product there as well, which again, you have to think OMG's already been out for a few years. So finding it now out of box at places is going to start happening, which is crazy. I love all the plush. So much plush. Barney. I actually just saw the Barney documentary on, I think it was Hulu. Was it Hulu? That was actually really good. I really recommend it if anybody wants to watch a really good documentary about Barney. And some My Little Pony, some LPS, which I know we found on the last toy hunt. I feel like I just don't talk enough about My Little Pony. I mean, I was kind of hit or miss growing up with it. Like, I liked some of it. 1, 2, 3 dolls. I don't know. The count was just really cute. And then this manatee. I don't know why I fell in love with this manatee plush. I'm not even a big manatee fan, but I was just like, oh, I really want this manatee in my life. I might get him. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, a wide variety of toys at Davey's Toys. I mean, you can just walk around and just feel all of the joy in all of these items. And I love that everywhere I turn, there's just something else that I haven't seen before, whether it's a plush or an action figure or something, or like this wall had more dolls. I always end up going back to more dolls. So they had some holiday Barbies, the pink gown is just so beautiful. I would love to do like a cosplay of that doll. And on this wall, there's more a lot of 90s I've noticed in this one section. Barbies from like the Disney World dolls, and this one's from 2000. There was also the 25th anniversary one, which I loved those hard plastic balloons they would come with. This one, I'm sorry, but her hair is everything. Those big blonde curls, I'm just like, why can't my hair look that good? I just love the big blonde curls. And this Midge wedding, probably one of my favorite wedding sets ever. I think I have her in box now and the bridesmaid, but I don't have the whole set. This one with the carousel looking thing, I don't remember this doll coming out in the 90s, but every time I see it, I'm like, oh, it's just so adorable. Just too adorable. I don't know what it is. Like the fabric is very strange to me. This one, oh, just like, look, she looks like an ice skater, but just like wearing a ball gown. I don't know. Just, again, the fashions were just so over the top, I feel like, for the 80s and 90s and going into the 2000s, the beginning of the 2000s at least. And I feel like they've kind of, I don't know, simplified over the years, which makes me really sad. So I do really love coming here to look at these dolls where you get to really see some of the iconic fashions of the 80s and 90s and the fabrics and the wild hair. I mean, they always had just big hair and blue eyeshadow, especially blue eyeshadow on the 80s Barbies. And like I said, going into the 2000s, we did have a little bit of that wild flair, but then I've started noticing, like, at that time, the Barbie started getting a little bit more simple. Now, these two dolls were not simple. They were stunning. I don't remember those either coming out before. I think that's when my mom and I stopped kind of like collecting collector dolls at that time. There are some Disney dolls, which I don't remember this Winter Cinderella either. And of course, oh, Cruella. This doll is just absolutely a necessity to any doll collection. Just so good, the detail on that doll. I love Glenn Close as Cruella. Gosh, it's such a good doll. Such a good doll. This Bride, which is one of my mom and I's favorite dolls to collect. I remember just buying that with her. Like, we just love that doll so much. Oh, so good. And just that bee with that little curl at the end makes me so happy to see it. It really, really does. I don't know what it is. I see that little curly bee and I'm just saying it's so happy. Now this doll, I remember this doll too, the Vera Wang Bride. So simple yet so elegant and just so beautiful. I mean, there really is no other way to explain it than just a lot of the Vera Wang dolls were just so, again, beautiful, and it had this elegance and elevation to it, which I feel like now in a lot of the collector dolls, and again, a lot of it's like cost of fabric and materials and everything, I totally get it, but just these two are just so beautiful, that level of elegance. And they have Wizard of Oz, which I think they had made like probably 5 or 6 different Wizard of Oz series dolls. And then this doll, the Circus Star Barbie, I have no idea why. I love her. I have her. She's in the box, just sitting there, but I kind of want to get a second one to unbox. Something about the fabric, the colors, everything, absolutely so stunning. I don't know, I just had to share that with all of you, that one of my favorite Barbies. I would definitely say on my top list, for sure. I don't know why. This doll is just absolutely stunning. Again, one of those dolls that I didn't even know existed. And then, who's excited for the Enchanted 2 movie? I saw this and I was like, ooh, this would be fun to get maybe for another giveaway in the future. I don't know. Comment. Let me know what you think. That might be a future giveaway item. But yeah, the second one is coming out. I'm excited to watch it. I think it'll be really good. I think it's going to be different than the first one. Very different, but exciting, right? So then I was looking around and I was like, okay, I need to get something for the giveaway. What do I want to get? And I was like, I don't know. I kept going back to her and I kept looking around. And I think I'm going to go with this doll. This doll brings back so many memories because I remember picking it up at Toys R Us, and I can't believe it's been so long since we've had Ever After High on the shelf. So it's really cool to come into a shop like this where you can see all of these like vintage, retro, and even though it's only been a few years, it feels like a lifetime ago, dolls. So I'm going to be picking up this one for the next Whatnot auction, which is going to be December 11th, Sunday at 6 p.m. So make sure to click in the links in the description below so you can get your Whatnot account signed up so you can enter this giveaway. Recently, I've been letting go of some of my dolls to, yes, buy more dolls, but I wanted something that was a little bit more fun, unique, and different than just listing an item to sell. With Whatnot, I can post all of my items, do a live stream auction, have all of you ask questions, I can interact with all of you, show all of the items, and give you a backstory and history to each one. Whatnot's a really awesome app to resell your items, whether it's dolls, pops, or other collectibles. I love being able to connect with my audience when selling an item. I just really love how easy Whatnot is to use, especially as someone who, obviously I get really connected to my toys and my dolls, and it's hard already enough to let an item go. So having an app that's easy to use to let the dolls go makes it even better. Make sure to click the link in the description below where you can get $15 off your first purchase. I'll be doing the next live stream auction December 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where I'll be giving away this kitty from the Spring Unsprung Ever After High series. I am so excited to be giving this doll away, and of course selling some items from my collection. If you're interested in selling, I also have a separate link in the description down below to get you set up and started. So now back to the toy hunt. Like I said, Davey doesn't only have toys. They had some really cool art pieces here, which this one I really loved was Ariel staring at the cruise ship. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I've never seen that before. Anime plushies. We also have here some Batman figures who I would have to say is probably one of my favorite superheroes. I think I've said that before. I like his darker element of things. Oh, Bullseye. I was just watching like Pixar stuff the other day, and Slimer, oh god, he's so big. I don't know where I would put him, but he's adorable. I love him. A lot of Star Wars stuff. Of course, I feel like you go to any toy store, like you have to have Star Wars. Come on. Classic. I love Star Wars. Han Solo. Yes, everything. I love it. I think the only small figure of Star Wars I have is actually a Han Solo now that I think about it. Oh, look at these little Pikachu. I want Pikachu. And then these Simpson figures were so cool. They're like not doll size, but I would say probably like 8 inches, 9 inches are so cool. Wrestling figures made me think of Nick from Hunting Nostalgia. Hey, Nick, shout out to you, because every time I see wrestling, I gotta always think of him. I love so much of the retro things, though. I mean, when you're walking through any type of toy store, especially Davey's, you see such a variety of items from like Star Wars, as you can see these giant Star Wars figures, I guess you'll call them, but there's also like modern stuff like Pops, and I feel like that has a little bit of mix for everybody, because not everybody likes nostalgic stuff, of course. I think a lot of people do like some of the newer things, but then you'll walk in and see something like, you know, a Monster High doll on the counter and freak out like I did. I just love how you put the Pee-wee doll into the into the American Girl like house with all the horror stuff in the corner, and me being a huge horror movie fan, obviously I gravitate towards this section just as much as I do the fashion doll section. I want all of these little guys. Like, look how cute they all are. And then these giant, and when I say giant, like my camera's not giving it justice, because they're literally like 2 feet tall. So big. Alien figures. So cool. And then Charmed, early 2000s, which I didn't really get into Charmed. I liked Roswell was my favorite. But I did like Ninja Turtles with my brother, though. We love the Ninja Turtle movies, especially the live action original ones. The new ones, not so much. Not so much. But a little, like I said, a little bit of something for everything, from board games to Legos, trucks, which I feel like every little kid, I guess, has a truck growing up, or a Hot Wheels car, which I loved one. I had one with like a little like coffin on there. And then, of course, you have to have a King Kong riding a hot dog. I mean, classic, right? I don't know. I just saw that. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then classic 80s stuff is like He-Man. He used to have the She-Ra castle, but I guess he must have sold it, because all I saw was the some of the figures from She-Ra, but not the castle anymore. So that was good. So that's one thing too with these type of stores. One day you see something, the next day it could be gone because someone walked in and fell in love with something. So I decided to, yes, pick up the kitty from the Ever After High for the giveaway. So like I said earlier, make sure to join me on my next live stream auction, which is December 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern time, where I'll be, yes, giving away kitty, but also showing off and selling some of my collection, and all of that goes to help me buy more dolls. So until next time, thanks for watching, and thank you so much to Whatnot for sponsoring today's video. Also, make sure to check out Davey's Toys located in Longwood, Florida. Click the link in the description for his Instagram.